I kind of realized something, and I was thinking about something. I wanted to kind of talk about it. Um, I was thinking about this topic that I thought kind of on like a difficult kind of decision I had to make. Um, yeah, I learned that when you think that you're trapped between two decisions and you have one or the other, or there's like one thing you can do or the other thing you can do, or just like a couple of options, it's usually bullshit because I learned it's not really about the decisions, but something I talked about, like seeing what actions are purposeful and meaningful. That's important, but how you identify that a lot of the time, this is the important thing when you're kind of like trapped between decisions and stuff, is finding out what you're afraid of and going towards that, going and doing that, going in the direction of that. I think that's really important, and it's kind of everything. It's extremely important because it's against human nature, and it takes courage to do that and to do what you're afraid of. But a lot of the time, it's when you think you're trapped between a couple of decisions, you really aren't. It's just about writing down, these are the, it's only a few things, usually two or three things that I'm most afraid of, most terrified of, and then it's like just shutting off your brain and going and doing them. And I'd say 99% of people won't do that, but then any person who gets to any sort of height or continues to progress with their life in a forward direction does those things, continues to identify those things that they're most afraid of, and has to face them. And I think it's being human to have fears. It comes with our nature that we'll have things we're afraid of, that life will never be perfect, that you're always getting better, but there's always more to come, and it's kind of cycles and stuff. But for personal growth, that resistance is needed, and kind of facing that fear is needed. So just to be quick and wrap up, when you are at an impasse and you're sort of conflicted and you feel like you just have a couple options and you have this way or that way and that's it, a lot of the time that's not the case, and in fact it's more just identifying what you're most afraid of, and it'll be maybe just a couple of things, and then going and doing those things. And it's extremely painful, but if you can do that, you progress to the next level, and once you do it, it's easy. That's almost a pleasant thing or a fulfilling thing about it, is once you do it, it's very easy, but right up till doing it, it's extremely difficult and very painful. But once you do it, even if it goes horribly, horribly wrong, you're like liberated, you're free. Kind of like Emerson said, that you do this thing and you have the power, but till you do it, you're the power is kind of in the hands of the world or of fate. It's till you take that into your own hands and go and choose to do it that anything happens at all. I think that's a beautiful thing, but something to remember, I guess, for myself, definitely, that you do the thing and it's really scary, but as soon as you do it, it's easy. As soon as you do it, you're through. It's just showing up and doing it, like biting the bullet, biting down and just sucking it up and doing it. But once you do it, then it's liberating, and it's very easy once you've done it, once you do it. Um, so, and perhaps you get done after that, and you're like, wow, that's it, and you're a brand new person after that, or you're gone through something huge, but you go through like an evolution, and who you become shifts. The person you become shifts because you went and did the thing you were afraid of. So do those things that you are most afraid of, not the things you're kind of afraid of, but the things, sure, those things too, but a couple of the things that you're absolutely terrified, the most afraid of. Go and do those things. They'll force you to grow the most, and it'll be easy once you do them. This is and it's true. Like, you give the advice you most need to take yourself. I think that's true for me. And I'm glad I can keep being in these situations where I'm like really afraid and I have to go do this thing. So let's let's go and do it.